Hey everybody, the name's Rigged Up, and today I am hitting play, and we are looking at the scouting grounds. This is Team Cloud versus Team Infernal. Heck if I know exactly what that means. I know each team is represented by, or at least has maybe a sponsor, if you will, backing them up. I wasn't able to catch any of these games, but Riot was so gracious in the fact that they posted all of these games without casters themselves, so can actually get some stuff done. The only thing that will drive me insane is, oh my goodness, thank the Lord that mouse was moved, because that would have drove me insane to watch that the entire remainder of the game. But I figured this would be some good practice. I hardly know anything about these players. The meta is shifting pretty rapidly as we're into the off season and all these funky changes going on. Looks like it might not be, based on the keystones that I'm seeing here, it might still be a patch behind before that clocks in. So, because the biggest indicator of that is I don't see Dark Harvest on anyone, and Camille is still getting played, and Lee Sin has Electrocute. So I think that's a pretty safe bet. So a lot of pretty typical pickups here, a lot of OP picks, especially on Cloud Drake's side. The Urgot's not a surprise. Lee Sin, not so much a surprise. Kali, Kais, Alistair. That's a pretty generic composition, one that would not be too startling. It's the Team Infernal that brings a couple more question marks here. As Aatrox, okay, that's fine. Camille, that's still okay. That's more of a comfort pick, not something that everybody gets picked. It's this Soraka that is really startling. And then there's, of course, the Kennen in the mid lane. But first off, before I sort of break down maybe how and why these were picked, I think I'm going to go with the most obvious reason as to why they were picked, which... Oh, I'm liking this interaction, though, between Kennen and Akali. Anyways, my concern would be that it's just that they are comfort picks, that maybe these players don't have that deep of a champion pool. Maybe in the, this is a few degrees off the professional scene. These players don't necessarily have the biggest champion pools, maybe. I don't know. I don't know anything about these players, but it'll be exciting to see how they show up. I mean, clearly in the bottom lane, it's working out for them with Soraka, that ranged champion, range support. Usually faring pretty well against those melee supports such as Alistair, so getting a nice 11 CS lead here and gonna get some damage on the turret. Oh yeah, there's no plating, so of course it's not the next patch. But freaking, man, they are really focusing hard on this bottom lane. And Camille's shifting on down, so we might see a little bit of action here. But just going for some roams here. Camille just there supporting the Kennen. But I really like the Kennen into the Akali matchup. I don't think that's going to fare well for him later on in the match. I think once Akali hits level 6, it's going to go pretty bad for the Kennen. He'll be able to blow up Kennen quite easily. But if the jungler's nearby, you can set up ganks pretty easily, even when you're level 6. Easy enough stun. If she goes into the shadows, it's still an easy stun. I think Maelstrom is large enough to deal with the clouds that Akali casts. So not a big concern there. Alright, so CS not too crazy right now in the bottom lane. A big of a difference, and things are equalizing across the board here. But let's talk more about these team comps and maybe their goal. I think, of course, Cloud got that nice streamlined OP picks across the board, so they need to sort of get that lane dominance going. They have a little bit of curve into the later stages of the game. They can depend on Urgot and Lee Sin to help them out in the early game, take control of that business. Ooh, Alistair getting a little feisty here, going in for some damage, but not working out for them in the end. And probably trying to do something fierce here as well. And 5 Fire is how I'm going to pronounce that name, because Aatrox going to be doing some hints. Because I couldn't see it anything else unless it was Fire or something. 5 Fire. Obese Panda sitting in the back here, maybe trying to bait some forward movements at a Tactical and Duo King. But not too interested in that Ezreal and Soraka, they're just going to play safe for a majority of the game. They have no reason to get too into fights. Ooh, and Aatrox making a move here, and Jenkins getting pretty low, and Camille's coming up on the backside. Oh, that's going to be a dead Urgot here in a moment. Yeah. Burning Flash, so a lot of tempo going over to the Aatrox. Aatrox already has a bit of a CS lead, so that's going to just help him immensely. Going further, a kill going over to Camille, not a bad thing. Get more gold for her. I mean, Aatrox already has a CS lead, so... And that's an easy return kill onto the Urgot, so this is going to be pretty rough stuff for the Urgot going on the later stages of the game here, or at least just in the early start. I mean, heck, we're not even 6 minutes in, getting ahead of myself here. But this is such an obnoxious lane to look at. The Ezreal and Soraka, they're always going to stay sustained, going to have control, especially with the Kleptomancy, going to keep punching down the Kai'Sa. It's just sort of where do these teams... Oh, and a Knight dropped onto Sophist Sage, and actually going to be falling down over to the Soraka, just getting a little bit too far forward, and the Ezreal and Soraka acting on it quite nicely. So, Infernal Greg team looking pretty good here and has a majority of the control. I mean, there's a 14 CS lead, the kill going over to Soraka. Going to help their team. Although I might criticize the Soraka and sort of suggested that maybe that might be a bad thing, that they have to rely on Soraka, and it's not a bad thing, because again, as I mentioned earlier, they're a few degrees off from being a professional team, so lack of communication, these guys were brought together pretty quickly, and Soraka is a good way to sort of make up for those, you know, small mistakes. A bad engage. Ooh, Obese Panda is here. Aatrox has popped the ulti, so if he does fall, he does have an opportunity. Urgot ulti use, pulling him back, so trying to push him back a little bit. Aatrox does still have flash. Camille is here, level 7 to level 6. Lee Sin fishing for a Q there, but not going to land anything and diffuse the fight. So getting a little dicey there. Both top laners using their ultimates. And Aatrox still on the better side of that. I would have to give that to Infernal for still making the better call on that. Lee Sin with a flash down now. Gonna be able to take or abuse, get abused a little bit more. And oh, Jenkins, you're up just a little bit too far forward here. You're gonna get pulled back and get very low. I'm not sure if they're gonna be able to secure the kill. Oh no, they absolutely are. And finish that off very easily with a flash down on Urgot. That's just an easy thing to abuse. Oh, and Camille was even sitting on flash still along with the Aatrox, so they had a lot of ways to get in on that. I thought they'd use that earlier. And the Akali's starting to beat up the... Oh, there's Kennen with the ultimate, and Akali just too far in. Is Stompus going to get that? Nope, flash for flash. Able to get out of that, but you can see how that interaction goes. Like, oh no! Ezreal dropped the ulti. She was just a little bit too close to the wall. I was confused why she was dashing forward, and maybe Fire thought that he was out of range of that. We're going to try and move quickly to get out of that, but nice by Tactical to drop the Ezreal ulti. Oh, and Lee Sin's going to disappear here. A lot of front-loaded damage coming out from the Camille and Kennen, and Winter's going to have to be careful here too. He's still not level 6, so still fall to a bit of damage. Team Infernal might be thinking about going for the dive here. Got a little bit pushed going. There are quite a few minions that they'll have to push before getting that turret, so they're just going to be forcing Alistar off, but they'll be able to get probably a bit of nice damage onto that turret. So, Infernal looking quite good. They've got a 3k gold lead. And that Akali, oh, that was such an unfortunate circumstance for the Akali. It looked like that everything was about to go in favor for the Akali there in that fight, but then Slicing Maelstrom gets dropped by the Kennen, like, and able to deal with the Akali and forcing the flash. Goodness gracious. So, but let's go back. Ooh, Winter actually setting up maybe something here in the mid lane, hoping that Stompus gets a little bit too close. Flashes are both down. Hex Flash going to be coming up soon here for Winter, so maybe he's just waiting for that to come up, letting get the push. Going to be moving before that happens. Sort of spoil that engage. if he had just waited a few seconds longer, I think they would have been able to make something happen here if he had fast enough fingers. But Winter is now level 6 and returning back to lane. Oh, just going to get that control ward. CS differential not too off in the bottom side right now. But top lane, this Urgot is struggling quite a bit. Flash is back for him, so be able to play a little bit forward maybe once that's back, but Aatrox is abusing the fact that Urgot's going to have to come and fight him. Oh, Aatrox actually dropping the ulti, and the junglers are on the backside fighting. Oh, actually there's a Kali coming in and going to get cut down right away, looking for a roam, but Camille there. 3 members of Cloud going to be piling onto Soraka to get a kill on the bottom side as well. So quite a bit of action. This is a 3-0. Camille able to read. I'm not sure if when they caught Akali roaming on the map, caught her out, but both ultimates again out for the top laners, and Aatrox is going to be able to get some damage potentially onto this turret. Because Jenkins is not gonna. No, he's just gonna look for some control. So Cloud Drake gonna try and find something going for their team and pick up this Ocean Drake. But it looks like Aatrox might be working on that Rift Herald, so a lot of pressure gonna be going in favor of Infernal still here. But Tactical playing it safe, making sure that he's outside of range of that combo from the Alistar to avoid that knockup. I'm very interested to keep seeing these interactions. Ooh, Stomp is taking a little bit between the Akali and the Kennen. I imagine Akali's going to be trying to go in here pretty soon. Kennen already at half health. Have some potions to get it up. I like the trade-off between the Aatrox and the Camille. Kennen getting pretty low. Camille going hard onto Obese Panda. Lee Sin almost already dead. Akali there to provide the support, push him back. But now Stomp is looking for a kill here, and Lee Sin able to get out. But losing control of his jungle. There's 2 camps up right now. The mid lane's getting beat up pretty harsh. Ooh, another Ezreal ulti pretty close to the point. Camille going to be looking for a kill here. Actually dropping the Rift Herald on the backside. Oh, are they going to be able to get the Rift Herald down before he can get a knockup? He's going to be too busy fighting here, so miscalculation from Infernal team. They really messed up there. A little bit too cocky, expecting the Lee Sin to base. So complete waste of an ultimate. Camille maybe looking to make something up here. Does still have ultimate. Stomp is playing towards the top side, trying to force Akali to go in too far forward. Stun successfully on off. Ooh, Kennen getting pretty low though. There's a chase onto the Akali from the Camille. It's going to be pretty difficult for Akali to get out of here. Aatrox and Urgot both have ultimates and they're not working their way back. It looks like Stumpy is going to be trying to find his way to the Akali now. Kennen. Oh, is Akali going to be successfully able to get out of here? Is Camille not going to be able... Ooh, able to get the hook shot forward. That Fire still trying to work his way out. Camille getting tired of the chase down. Might not be able to do it. Still has a bit of range and finally able to secure the kill after that ridiculous chase. But as a result of that ridiculous chase, Cloud Drake team making a play towards bottom side. Lee Sin sent towards bottom with that ridiculous, all that time spent on the bottom side. Infernal able to get that first turret mid lane, which will serve them quite well. And actually, Sophist Sage might be falling here. He does not have any way to get away with an Iceborne Gauntlet. Ezreal on his tail. Kill going over to Kennen. And got a 5k gold lead on the side of Team Infernal Drake. Now this game isn't entirely over. Cloud Drake did make a pretty good play there, able to get some gold on their side, but actually we might be seeing that bottom lane turret fall to Infernal. Jenkins trying to get a little aggressive here. Ultimate drop by Stumpy. Urgot dropping that ulti as well. Gonna probably stay on Misty Stumpy here. And oh, actually gonna be throwing him back. Soraka ulti used. Just a little bit more damage. Flash used by Jenkins to secure the kill onto the Aatrox. And is Camille caught out here? Going to be flashing forward. Doesn't know what's going to be coming off from the side. Probably assumed that the Akali was going to be shifting on over. So Intelligent Flash Use do not want that shutdown gold going over to the Akali, because that could be disastrous and enough for the Akali to get into this game, because there have been a couple of close calls already onto the Kennen. And while I do think the teamfight prowess of the Infernal team is a bit higher as far as their team composition goes, I have to be careful. Ooh, that visual was not pretty looking on the viewer here. It was a little rough. Akali running right into Kennen. Kennen dropping the ultimate stun is going to be following through here. Lee Sin going in, but Kennen getting pretty low, but I think Lee Sin's not going to be able to secure it. Soraka keeping everyone healthy on the team. Ezreal going to be able to chase this down very easily with the Iceborne Gauntlet. A double kill going over to the Ezreal. And no kills. 3 members down on the side of Cloud Drake. And it's going to give a lot more control over the Infernal. So many kills on their side. It's 12-2 game, increasing that gold lead. Top laners now on the bottom side of the map, letting the 80 carries get that last outer turret. Ezreal shifting towards that side to continue increasing, giving himself a safe place to CS. Infernal maybe getting a little ahead of themselves. They're sort of... Oh, is Camille going to make a play onto the Kai'Sa? There is a ward, so they did spot them out. Ezreal going to continue to get some nice damage here, and probably going to be able to secure this turret. Oh, absolutely. Gonna give that, try to give that gold, but Soraka stole a little bit of it from him. I'm waiting for the Aatrox versus Urgot match to blow up. We already said Urgot. Ooh, getting a little feisty again. Urgot really starting to beat up Aatrox here. Forced to use the ulti. Urgot not afraid to drop that ulti and to stay on top of the Aatrox. This is how this matchup is played out, and Jenkins playing it beautifully. Using Aatrox. Aatrox not quite far enough ahead. Looks like he needs that support from his jungler to make things happen here. With an Infernal Drake. Oh no, that's just that Cloud Drake's gonna be spawning next. Just the timer for the Drake in this VOD viewer here is always the Infernal Drake, unfortunately, so it sort of trips you up. So probably not a lot of action gonna be happening around Cloud Drake here. But let's talk about some items here. Ezreal is on his way, continuing to stack up to get that Muramana. Opposite him is Kai'Sa with a little bit more CS. I guess this had some luxury of farming some side lanes a little bit. Does have Stormrazor. Gonna take a while to get to that Rage Blade, it looks like. She's trying to build right now. So, Cloud has got a lot longer to go before they are going to be making stuff in this game, but they are not afraid to try and make an engage happen. And Q locked onto the Ezreal, going to get a lot of damage out, but Beast Panda going to have to work his way out right away. Ezreal popping Qs off on the side, missing that first shot. Camille on the backside using Hextech Ultimatum onto the Akali. Ezreal able to secure the kill on the Alistar. A little bit of disorganized fight here out of Cloud. Infernal trying to focus their targets little by little. Akali just barely able to get out of there, but red buff going to be able to secure the kill. Or tick damage. I think it was ticked over, but either way, Camille getting that kill. Ezreal trying to clear the wave here and get some more pressure towards that top side to help the Kennen. And a nice split push here set up by Infernal and securing themselves a dragon. So Cloud just not on the same page, and Infernal playing this easier composition, or just an easier teamfight composition alongside the Kennen and the Soraka, really paying off for them. Looking far more organized and able to sort of protect themselves from bad plays in a way. Protect Cloud. Oh, Kennen going in for a 3v1 and actually might be able to get the Kai'Sa on the backside. Lee Sin going to be falling here potentially too, but going to shield himself up and heal up enough to stay healthy. Does have the Tiamat to stay a bit healthy. So Kennen able to get a turret here and it getting shut down. But almost taking on a 3v1, so that Kennen is getting scarier and scarier here, little by little. Does have a stopwatch now. I'm not sure if he had that for the fight, but we'll be able to stay a bit healthier as he works towards that Zhonya's. Alright, these top laners both know, looks like Misty Stumpy knows, well aware that Urgot is there and taunting them a little bit. Baron going to be spawning here in the next 10 seconds. Urgot can absolutely destroy Aatrox in this fight. And Urgot actually has the TP. I think Cloud needs to get Jenkins more involved in these fights. Kali's, I gotta credit Cloud with one thing. They are not afraid to engage, so they're still trying to find their way into these fights and get rolling. They're not just sort of sitting back and letting Infernal walk entirely over them. I mean, to be fair, Infernal is walking all over them, but it's nice to see that Cloud still got a little bit of punch to them. They're still trying to find their way into a fight, find a priority target. I mean, if they can get a shutdown on the Camille or the Ezreal, a lot of good things can happen, especially if Kali gets that and start blowing up some of these squishier targets. I just think it might be a little too late with a little more than a 7k gold lead going in favor of Infernal. And with the Muramana stacked onto Ezreal, that's going to be so much damage, and Kai'Sa is still quite a ways away, cash-wise, from getting the items that she needs. This game needs to get extended out at least another 10, probably 15 minutes of Cloud not bleeding, and maybe actually slowing down on the engages. I mean, that's what they sort of have done now, and things might be looking up for them here. But if they fall back too far, then that's going to give complete control of Baron. So, Obese Panda going for a lot of damage in this build. A lot of components that he's sitting on. Just trying to get on any of those tankier targets to try and beat them up. Tactical, just doing so much damage to this. Staying so safe alongside the Soraka. Get things rolling for himself. Alright, so at this point, this being the game one, I think it's sort of showing the importance of... Ooh, and Stompus going in really hard, and this Akali is going to fall no matter what. Stompus does not have access to Flash, and actually stays alive, so he would have Flash. Whoa, Fire, you have got to get out of there. You got to back up and just in control of that turret to Kennen. I really have to credit Infernal, although the pace of the game has slowed down considerably. They're splitting up Cloud, forcing them to make tough decisions here. And because Five Fire's team is a bit more single target oriented, they don't have a lot of AoE that Lee Sin and Akali can go in and try and, you know, cause some chaos, maybe get a kill here. And Urgot does have a little bit of AoE, and Alistar may be a little too far forward here. The tankiest member of their team with an ulti, and Obese Panda have forced a flash as well. So Cloud maybe moving a little bit too far forward here. You can definitely see the tempo shift when Cloud was opting for these fights. Infernal now acting very decisively if a member just gets a little bit out on Cloud's side. So resetting, going to be cashing in here. Another tier starting up for Ezreal. That Muramana completed. We see more stopwatches getting built here. It's like some rings getting stacked up. Soraka actually 9 stacks. Fancy old ring, so I guess getting some nice AP and some bonus healing off of that, so can't blame her for that. Some more visions set up on towards Baron side. Not sure which dragon's spawning here, but another 30 seconds and we got the dragon, but Infernal far more interested in setting up for Baron and maybe catching out the champion on Cloud's side. Teleports are both available for top laners. I'll be very interested to see once Jenkins can become a part of a fight here, see what he can contribute. There is no backward side vision for him to act upon for a teleport, except for that one in the middle of the lane, but they misplay that. Urgot so making his way towards top side. Stomp is trying to find a way to engage. A lot of pings going on to Baron now. Infernal spawned. Aatrox trying to solo that himself. Looks like Urgot's making his way around, so he's going to find that Misty Stumpy is in fact doing that, so may be able to split the intention. Cloud should be assuming here that Infernal is taking this Baron, but they're pretty hesitant. They do not have any forward vision. They're able to get... But Urgot actually able to get Infernal, so Jenkins trying to keep his team in it. Camille dropping ulti onto Alistair. A lot of damage going out onto Tactile on the backside. Soraka trying to keep the members of Infernal safe. Kaisa actually jumping in on the backside. Akali able to get some kills here finally. Ezreal in a safe position now. Aatrox staying safe on the backside as well. This fight almost looking disastrous for Infernal, and they're able to make it up considerably with keeping Ezreal safe. Jenkins trying to do his best to run away, but with two members of Infernal chasing him down, they're going to get some CC. Hourglass used, and Aatrox falling to Urgot now. Jenkins going to be falling, though, to Kennen. So almost a disaster situation for Infernal. It looked like several members were going to be falling down, and after 2 kills picked up from the Akali, looked like that fight was absolutely sealed, and Ezreal getting quite low, but Soraka able to get some heals out just at the last moment to bring back all of his members. Quite a healthy level here. So Akali, a little scary still. Need to be aware of that. Camille falling pretty quickly there. Sort of just on... He got forced to the outer bands of the fight, and Lee Sin able to get on top of Ezreal, forcing him out of position in a not so great part of the fight. Rage Blade built up by Kaisa, so Sokka Sage going in super hard in that fight. Does have Stopwatch himself to maybe act up in that fight and find a way into a disorganized fight. But the Soraka coming in pretty huge there for Infernal, making up for the mistakes. Stomp is still trying to find his way into a fight, maybe getting caught out here. Urgot is joining the fights now, getting some damage. Kennen dropping his ulti, slicing Maelstrom, and not so much of the success this fight. Infernal staying pretty close together and making sure that they get that Akali out of the fight right away. Baron will be falling over to Infernal here pretty shortly. It's unlikely the Cloud's going to want to try and find their way into this fight. No access to an ultimate except for the Kaisa and Alistair. So Baron falling over to Infernal. Just unlike that original fight that looked so favorable for Cloud there. This fight was a bit more tight from Infernal's side. They stayed close together, made sure that they kept their eyes onto the Akali so that you could not get out of control. Was able to nullify that, and once Akali was dead, not many other threats on the side of Cloud to deal with, especially with the Lee Sin falling as well. So we see a 1-3-1 getting set up here. Going to be hard to deal with either the Aatrox or the Kennen. Could only really send Urgot to a side lane. Cloud doing their best to set up vision for themselves to maybe get a pick member from Infernal, but Infernal hasn't really been playing into that or getting caught out by any means. They've been playing the game very intelligently, so kudos from their supporting coaching staff. Interesting to see if any of these players do get sort of any chance to play on the main stage here, maybe get a spot on the academy team. Pretty impressed with the jungler of Infernal right now. Oh, and members of Cloud are going super hard onto the Soraka, knowing that full well that if they can get that. Aatrox though going on the backside on his own. The rest of Infernal sort of playing on the backside and doing what they can to get damage out. Ezreal and Kennen following in. Gonna be taking down quite a few members, and with 3 members down of Cloud, they're going to be able to storm the castle and get some turrets here. Infernal not afraid to pull the trigger now with so much tempo in their favor. It looks like they should be able to close this game out. Although Soraka is down, they should be able to take this last few objectives down on the side of Cloud. So really good by Infernal. Nice composition, nice safe composition. Don't think it would work in a professional scene majorly, but he was able to make a lot of things happen. Covered up a lot of sort of any potential issues that they could have had. or any sort of misgivings. He makes up for any mistakes that they could make. But anyways, thanks for casting. Can't even say an ending correctly. Jeez. Thanks for listening to the cast. Definitely need to get a little less panicky about team fights. It'd help if I sat up straight maybe and sort of focused on different parts of fights. I think I was a little too golf castery in this. It's okay for me to deviate, maybe crack a joke once in a while, loosen up a little bit. But thanks for listening, guys. Gonna keep working on it, and bye.